I hope you all are doing great. So in today's session we are going to cover why Java strings are immutable. So before starting this, I wanted to talk about how to create a string object first. Okay, so there are two ways to create a string object. The first one is by using string literal, and the other way is by using new keyword. You can see the syntax down below. String str is equal to tyagi and string str is equal to new string tyagi, right? So these are the two ways to create a string object. So the basic difference between these two is if we are using string literal, so we create minimum 0 object and max 1 object. But if we are creating string object by using new keyword, it means we are creating a we are creating minimum 1 object and max can be more. Okay, so it depends on the scenarios. I will be showing you a couple of scenarios to make you understand better, but for now this is what you can remember. And string literal is kind of more memory efficient, as I said, because we are creating less number of objects in case of string literal. Okay, all right, let's move on to the main topic, why strings are immutable. So in this diagram you can see one is stack, other one is heap, and third one you can see string pool, right? So we're gonna talk about these first, and then uh, we'll move forward. Okay, so whenever we create an object, so all the objects get memory in heap, inside heap. Okay, and whenever we create reference variable, so they all get memory in stack, and string pool is a place which is inside heap. Okay, this is what you can remember for now. Okay, now you can see the statements down below, right? So these are nothing but string literal, right? String str is equal to tyagi and string str1 is equal to tyagi. So we're gonna talk about first statement first. Okay, so str is equal to tyagi. So what JVM will do in this case, JVM will look for this particular string, whether this is present in string pool or not. Since it is not there, it will create an object in string pool. You can see tyagi gets created, and next to tyagi you can see the address 101. Now coming to stack, since we are creating reference variable str, it gets memory in stack, right? So you can see str is pointing to the same address, which is 101. I hope this is clear, right? So in this statement, how many objects we are creating? We are creating only one object, right? Okay, clear. Now move on to the next statement, which is string str1 is equal to tyagi. JVM, what JVM will do? JVM will do the same thing. It will look for the value whether this is present in string pool or not. Since it is there now, it would not create a new object in string pool. Okay, so now you can't see any other value in string pool, right? But since we are creating a reference variable str1, it gets memory in stack, right? So str1 again pointing to the same address, which is 101, which is having tyagi, right? Okay, and tell me how many objects we are creating in this statement, line number 2. So we are creating 0 object in this case. I hope this is clear. Okay, let's move on to the next example. So here I have added one more statement, str is equal to Sharma. Okay, first earlier it was pointing to tyagi, like it was having tyagi, str1 having tyagi. Now str is changing to Sharma. Okay, so in this case what will happen? Again the same thing. After second statement, it will go to the third statement, and JVM will do the same thing. It will look for the value. It will check the value whether it is present in string pool or not. Since it was not there, it gets created there, Okay, it will create a new object in a string pool. You can see Sharma gets created. Next to Sharma you can see the address, which is 102, right? Okay, str, it was already present reference variable in stack, right? Now you can see the address got changed to 102, right? Earlier it was 101. Let me go back to the previous screenshot, uh, previous slide, sorry. So you can see, right, 101, and now you can see 102, right? So I hope this is clear. Okay, and other thing is, why didn't we change Tyagi to Sharma here in string pool instead of creating a new object Sharma? Why can't we change Tyagi to Sharma? The reason is, if we change Tyagi to Sharma, then str1, which is pointing to 101, it will also get impacted, right? If you see, str1 is pointing to 101 address, and if we have Sharma instead of Tyagi in 101, then it means str1 will be having Sharma. But if you see the line number 2, str1 should be having Tyagi, not Sharma. So I hope this is pretty clear now. There's the reason string is immutable. We cannot change the string. We have to create a new object if we do not find the string in a string pool. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, all right, let's move on to one more example. This time we'll be taking the other way of creating a string object, which is by using new keyword. So you can see the line number 4, last line, right? String str2 is equal to new string sing. Okay, instead of sing I can put Sharma. Okay, so okay, now we are creating a string object by using new keyword, right? But again the same thing JVM will do. JVM, so okay, here is a difference. So whenever we use a new keyword, so it will create an object inside heap memory, right? So if you see 201, address 201, and you can see the object, right? It gets created here. Now indirectly again this object will use the same logic. It will go to the string pool and check whether Sharma is present or not. If it is present, it will point to the same address, like Sharma's address, or else if it is not present, it will create an object there in inside pool. So it means indirectly, in case of new keyword, also we are using the same logic of string pool, but indirectly, not directly, because in case of string literal we are not creating any objects inside heap, right? We are directly creating an object in a string pool. Okay, so that's why I said, like, new, if you're using a new keyword to create a string object, okay, it means you are creating minimum one object and max can be more. So in this case, like a new string Sharma, how many objects you are creating? You are creating one. Even though Sharma is present in a string pool, still you are creating one object. Why? You can see this one, blue box, right? 201 pointing to 102. 102 is again address of Sharma, right? So this is an unnecessary object, right? And if I point, like if I change this value to sing, then how many objects we are creating? We are creating 2 objects, because one is this one and other one in string pool. You can see here. I will write it down. 1 second. I hope this is clear, right? Now see, so I have changed this value to sing. So now we are creating 2 objects, right? And in case of string literal, we cannot create like more than one objects. So that's the reason string literal is more memory efficient than creating a string object by using new keyword. Okay, because if you see sing, first object is getting created here, 201 is the address, and again the object is pointing to sing's address, right, which is 103. Okay, and here also we have created an object, right, in inside string pool, because sing was not present in a string pool. So that's the reason we created two objects, one in a string pool and other one inside heap. All right, thank you guys, thanks for watching my video. I hope you like it.